What's going on, my beautiful, sweet trader friend? And I know you can't talk to me because you're on the other side of the screen and you're just watching this video and it's just me talking, but we'll just pretend, so that way it's like an interactive type thing. I hope that you're doing well. Hope your weekend was amazing. And I hope that your first day trading this week was good. Good or bad, whatever, we keep going, right? My first day this week was a profitable day. I'm in one trade currently at the moment, and I've taken 3 scalps on GBP JPY this morning. I'll walk you through that. I'll walk you through what I'm seeing in the markets right now, and then you can do whatever the fuck you want. So this video will be real quick, real to the point. So let's cover the GJ trades that I took. So GJ during London session ended up just dropping like crazy. When I woke up this morning to look at GBP JPY, we were hanging out right in here around 156.4. So what I was looking for was potential bounces as support, and then also potential continuations for sells, just since we had a lot of selling momentum. So here's what I did this morning. So this was a support zone right here that price was bouncing at. This area is what I was looking at. So price had bounced here support, tried to dip below, pushed up here, found support once, came back and found support again, and started rejecting the support level. So what I did is I entered a buy right here at the blue dashed line, okay? So then what happened is price ended up breaking through the zone, did come back up to retest this zone near my entry, which normally I would have closed at break even right there, then entered a sell. I was on a live session this morning. If you're in Mission FX, you were on that live session with us as well. We had like 40 people on. It was great. So I was very distracted, to say the least. So I didn't manage that position like I normally would have. And then price came down here to this next zone. This wasn't really an H1 zone. This was kind of just, it was the previous low in the minute 5. When it started getting clustered up right here, I put the zone in. So, but this is not really like that relevant of a support resistance zone for the meantime. So what happened is price came down here. What I was looking to do is I thought price would come all the way back up here, allowing me to exit my buy at break even, then enter a sell. That never happened. Price continued pushing down aggressively. So at this point, my first position was in 30 pips of drawdown on a 2 standard lot position. So it was not a lot of fun. It ended up bouncing here for the first time. I was going to close it whenever price got to right here. That would have resulted in a small profit. I would have had a tiny loss from this right here for about 10 pips, and then I would have won this position here for like 21 pips. So still I would have made like, maybe like $200 or something, or sorry, whatever that is. 20 pips, right? Yeah, so 20 minus 10, so $200, right? Pretty much break even. That didn't happen. It didn't get all the way there. It fucking came all the way down lower to the daily support resistance zone. If you go out to the daily and 4-hour charts, it's these 2 highs right here where the resistance. Price just came back and touched that area. So I had my alert go off, had price notify me, and as soon as price got there, I added a position. Went into a little bit of drawdown for just like a second, like 3-4 pips of drawdown, ended up spiking right back up. Came into my entry here again, broke above this area, came back and tapped it as support right there. Then it rocketed back up to the previous highs right here. And this is where I was in like really good profit for everything. It was like $500 profit total, right? So I had this position here was losing for like 15 pips. Then I had this position down here. Again, all these are 2 lots for 26 pips. Had this position in profit for 15 pips. So this buy position profit pretty much wiped out this buy position loss. And I was left with a profit of this for like, it was pretty much 25 pips before I closed it. So it's about a $500 profit today on this. Not the biggest day. Normally I'll make anywhere between 1 to 3K scalping. Really it just depends on what the day brings me, to be honest. But so yeah, that was it. I closed all my positions right there here at the white dashed line, but these were all my buy positions. So that was it on GJ. That's everything I did today. Just literally those 3 trades. I would have taken another buy right here whenever price hit I closed right there in profit. Price did actually come all the way back down to this like 30-minute 1-hour support zone. Then it rejected it. This would have been like another nice buy just to even take back up to these previous highs right there. But I was out shopping today in South Lake Town Square here in Texas because I need some more shirts because it's getting really cold. So I got some more shirts instead of taking this trade, which I could have made, good money on, like 2 lots right here, taking it back up to the highs. Only 15 pips, but still have been an extra $300. Could have been like an $800 day. But, whatever. It is what it is. And then I could have fucking taken this sell too. Holy fuck. Missing out on so many trades when you're out and about running around. Wow. It could have been like a 1K day. But, you know, whatever. It's plenty of trades. There's like trades on every day on GJ. So that was my positions on GJ. And I was also going to add another one down here, but it never pulled down that far. But, you know, it is what it is. So that's it. Profitable day on GJ. I'm in a sell position currently on 80 JPY. Price on 80 JPY is pulled up into this support resistance zone. Tested as resistance, starting to drop. I'm in a 5 lot position right here, sell. So if we come down 30 pips, this will be a pretty good profit down to the previous low. I'm actually intending on holding this position quite a bit longer. I want to get a little bit more movement out of this, probably like maybe down to here at least. So, I mean, that would be like a nice, yeah, like 50, 60 pips depending on where I close. My strategy for managing this is that I've got an alert sitting right above here. I'll actually move it to right there. My way I'm going to be managing this 80 JPY trade is if price breaks above this zone, it'll pin that alert, you know, it'll be a drawdown. What I'll be doing is waiting for it to essentially come back around my entry, and then I'll just get out at break even. Or what'll happen is if price pushes up here to this next support resistance zone, then what I'll be doing is scaling in a second sell right there, and then taking the sell down to here. So like I said, if price pushes up here, then I'll be setting alerts down here again, and then one alert up here to let me know what goes on. Because that way, like, even if I'm wrong about this whole thing, like, it's probably going to at least bounce right there for a little bit. So I'll be able to at least get out of this position around like break even, counting the profits in the second. We'll just have to see what happens. It's looking good for right now to continue down. I mean, it's a break and retest here on the 1 hour. Everything's pretty clear. Minute 30 started to reject. Like, everything's looking fine for now. So we'll just have to see. Again, I'm going to have my alert right here whenever it touches the previous low, but really I'd like to see price come all the way down to 82.15. And this is just a simple break and retest on the H1, H4 chart. Even if you go to H4, like H4 closed below, had another push back up and a retest. So yeah, that's 80 JPY, simple break and retest in the 1 hour pretty much. GBP AUD, I was actually waiting for this to set up. So this morning, price was like down in here. What I was kind of waiting for was price to push back up into this resistance zone and start to sort of fail right there. We do have this support zone right here. We cannot ignore that right there. But we also got this 4 hour daily resistance zone up here. So if you go to the daily chart, I mean, this is a resistance area where price has been at a couple times in the past. It's tried to find support once, resistance. So it's actually like further up here. So I'll just leave it right there. But yeah, so I'm thinking GBP AUD would probably like try to go a lot lower. I was thinking like for a good target would either be this previous high right there or just altogether this previous support resistance zone. To be safe, I'd probably take profits around that previous high because there'll probably be a bounce there anyway. So if something like this could happen, that'd be a nice little move. About 170 pips. So we'll see what happens. I'm waiting on GBP AUD. It's 2 p.m. right now here in Texas. The Asian session interchange happens in like 2 hours when New York session ends and Asian session starts. So I don't want to get caught in the crazy spread. So probably just going to wait a little bit. If it can come push back up into here and start getting some rejection again, I'd like to take this for sells back down to this support, then maybe protect the position and hold and try to see if we can get this target down here met. So we'll see what happens on GBP AUD. New Zealand dollar USD, I was looking to buy this morning, but it actually barely missed my alert. I was pretty sad about this a couple hours ago. It came, it was almost there. It didn't quite get low enough into the zone. Then it started turning around. I was going to take like a quick buy right here at support. It's super clear level. I mean, 1, 2, 3 times super clear. Okay, and we have rejection again. It started to bounce. Again, I like to wait till price really pins into a zone and then pins away from it and leaves a wick, because it just gets you so much better of a confirmation. Like when stuff like this happens, when price springs really far into the zone, quickly comes way back down and closes with like a strong wick. Like stuff like that is really, really good. It didn't happen here. This was like a little technical miss, essentially. I don't think I'm going to be buying at this zone again. The bounce has already occurred right here, so probably just be waiting on NU. USD JPY is the last one I was looking at. I was waiting on price to come back up here to this previous low. We've got lower highs. We had price try to form support here and it ended up finally hammering through support. So yeah, I mean, you know, price hammered through support. I'm thinking USD JPY is going to start trying to go down now. We've been in an uptrend for like a month now. And I don't know, it just looks like it's trying to end. It's trying to pull back a little bit. We'll see how far this goes. I will be waiting on a retest still up here, but we'll just have to see what happens. Looks like price has already made a lower high and a lower low. So I don't know. I'll see what happens if it gets there and it looks good. Aside from that, that's pretty much it for FX trading. For crypto, we had alerts on Bitcoin. I didn't take any buys, but I'm starting to think I should have. There's always that coulda, shoulda, woulda scenario, right? Bitcoin dropped this morning like 7% from where it was at. So it was at this zone right here, and it dropped like 6.5%, 7% pretty much within just a few hours. It pretty much dipped further into this support zone where we're sitting at here in the weekly. So again, like I told you guys, when Bitcoin was like 7% higher than it was this morning, like up in here, I told you I wasn't quite ready to buy Bitcoin yet. I've got alerts above the support resistance zone here. I'd wait for a test and a higher high and higher low. And even then, I need to see it break past 45.5K before we continue up. Still not a buyer yet, just an intraday scalper. Would have been a decent scalp this morning on Bitcoin. And even then, there was like fucking 2 opportunities. But again, I was like out shopping like a dumbass, missing these trades. Price ended up liquidating through this zone, pushing back up, came back, tested as support. That could have been like a nice little bounce here. So a little leverage trade, a 2% bounce within like a couple 15-minute candles, like about an hour, a 2% bounce. I mean, it's at the weekly daily zone. It's also at this kind of fine-tuned 1 hour support resistance level. Yeah, totally missed it. But anyway, that's crypto for you right now. Stocks are not doing too well. Everything is, I'm only in 2 right now. I'm in Lululemon and I'm also in Albertsons. Lulu is pretty much on the day, down like, so 3%. Fuck. Albertsons, I'm in buys down here. So I'm up currently on that like 7%. Waiting for a home run, really, like all the way up here, about a 20% gainer. If I close at 36, that's all I'm in right now on stocks. I'm waiting on everything to kind of stop bleeding. I've made a lot of profits when everything kept ripping up with big tech. If we go to 1 month, there's a lot of stuff that's in like heavy green. A lot of the higher cap companies are in like a ton of green, and big tech was up like a ton as well. Of course, this is the yearly performance. The 1 month, it's showing Google and Microsoft are down, but these at one point were up like 10%. Past week, a lot of the big tech is in the red, a lot of high volume stuff. And then on today, everything looks like it's kind of flat, either lightly green or lightly red. So yeah, with stocks, I'm still sort of waiting on everything to kind of like trim out. As you can see today, I'm like negative 0.29%. So pretty much break even and flat on the day. Again, with Albertsons up 1% and Lulu down 3% today. Fucking hell, down 3%. So that's where I'm at with stocks. Aside from that, I'm just waiting on more trades on Forex trading, scalping GBP JPY, everything like that. If you're not yet a Mission FX client, consider doing it damn soon because, again, we're raising the price. It's not going to be $2,500. I lied about that. It's going to be $3,000. That's what we're raising it to. And like I said, you're like after like whenever we release it, probably like 2 weeks from now, we get everything set up. It's going to be, you're going to have to fucking apply for the program. We're going to have to confirm you're in the right income level and the right portion of your life to be able to do something like trading. We're going to have to make sure you're someone who can take a lot of time to put into it, somebody who's coachable, somebody that my team wants to work with. And then it's also going to be $3,000 if we even offer you like a position after you apply for Mission FX. So that's how it's going to be here in the next 2-3 weeks. So I mean, if you're looking to still get in, Mission FX is practically free at $1,000 for lifetime mentorship and everything. I mean, it's like a no-brainer. Buy the Mission FX full program. Obviously, everyone's getting fucking amazing results every single day. In my Discord, people are posting their student results, all their trades and analysis, and yeah, most people are doing really good after a couple of months when they're in Mission FX. So consider doing that today. Great price right now, $1K, practically free. Aside from that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Hope you guys take care. Cheers.